Hey guys, Andy here. So I've always known Anker for their batteries, I think, their battery power packs, their portable chargers. And it wasn't until, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks back where I was listening to the All About Android podcast, and they've talked a lot recently about totally wireless earbuds. And I think somebody had written in saying that the best they'd ever used were the Anker ones. And I thought, I didn't even know Anker did headphones. And it was weird. Within a few days, I think I got an email from Anker or somebody representing Anker saying, would I like to take a look at their Liberty Air 2 Pro totally wireless headphones? I thought, yeah, why not? So that's what we're taking a look at today. So they come in 4 different colours, black, blue, white and pink. Obviously the ones I have are the white ones. It's quite a large charging case, but at the same time it's quite aesthetically pleasing, you could say. There's a slide open top, which kind of springs into place quite nicely. Good action to it. The earbuds themselves, they come in, or they come out I should say, and go back in very easily. It's always a plus. As you can see, they're kind of the Apple AirPod style stalk design. I would say they are very comfortable. They go in very easily into your ears. They're very comfortable to the point that I'm fairly sure I was laying in bed and I'd lay on my side most times and they were fine with these in. Each bud only weighs 5.3 grams according to Anker, and they do feel very light and very comfortable. There are lots of different ear tip options to get the right size from, I don't know, it was like triple XS all the way up to extra large plus or something like that. Almost a bit of a downside, they're only IPX4 certified. So Anker themselves have said you might want to be careful if you're sweating a lot, if it's really strenuous exercise, and don't wear them in the wet. Having said that, I wore them jogging in the rain, no problems at all. The controls are fairly simple. There's touch controls down the side of each bud, but you only have like a double tap or a tap and hold option. They work independently on each side. And they can be programmed to do whatever you want to do, which we'll come to in a moment with the software. They do auto pause when you take them out from your ear. The music will stop playing. When you put it back in, it will carry on again. And also with the touch controls, sometimes I have problems if I'm going to go cycling and I put a hat, or even just jogging, I put a hat over my head. It keeps triggering things and interfering with the controls, but I didn't have that issue. Maybe that's because it's only the double tap or the touch and hold rather than just a tap. So that was pretty good. If we have a look at the software, so there is an Android app, as we can see. And in that we can change the controls. So at the minute I've got double tap one of them is next or forward and one of them is play and pause. And then holding on the left is the previous and the right would bring up voice assistant. But basically on any of those, you can change it to control the volume or change the noise cancellation. We get quite a few options with the noise cancellation. I'll just show you that while we're in the app. So I'm on normal at the moment, but if you go to actual noise cancellation, you then get to say, well, what are you doing exactly? Transparency mode means that it will sort of almost it's like a pass-through mode. So you can hear what's going on outside of you, but you can have that in vocal mode where it tries to just let through voices and filter out everything else. Haven't really had much chance to test that, and we'll come to the noise cancellation itself shortly. There's also this bit about, so we do have a graphic equalizer should you wish, or you have your own hearing ID where it takes you through a series of tests. You put the earbuds in and it plays loads of different sort of tones, and you say whether you can hear it or not, and it then builds you your own sort of hearing ID. So the performance itself, I think they sound really crisp and clean. There's good range, good basses. In fact, it does say pure note driver technology. Get 45% boost to your bass and 30% wider frequency bandwidth than ordinary drivers. And they do sound very good, really do. They also have very good connectivity. I'll throw that in when we're talking about performance. So sometimes when I'm cycling, you know, you're moving at speed and it's kind of weird. Some Bluetooth totally wireless earphones, as I kind of move my head around, it will crackle a bit, or it will lose the connection just for a tiny little second. Nothing with these, really good strong connection. So that's good. Also the range, so if I left my phone in here and I was wearing those, I could wander around the flat again with no problems at all. And some headphones won't be that good. They will lose sound audio at some points. Strangely, I wore them when I was jogging, and maybe it's because there's too good a seal in my ear, but it's like I could hear every step that I was taking, almost to the point they crackled slightly with the sort of jarring of my bones through my body. It really made them hear them in my ear. So they're maybe not the best for jogging. Having said that, I think there were times that they're kind of, to say they worked themselves loose a little bit is probably very wrong, because they were never loose. They just weren't perhaps jammed in fully, and they were fine. There was no problems at all. The active noise cancellation, I was quite impressed actually for these buds costing £130. So they're not £300 like some of the active noise cancellation buds. And they did take out a bit of a rumble. So I did my usual sitting in front of the washing machine, and actually, yeah, they worked okay. I mean, you can't compare them to like my Sony over-ears because they've got amazing noise cancellation, and even those you can hear things through it. So they don't, it's not like I'm sitting in front of the washing machine and all of a sudden silence falls because they're like, no, but some of the rumble, and it was a very different sound. Definitely was cancelling some of them out. I used them for a few phone calls. They were very good. There's 6 different microphones. One at the top, one at the bottom, and one somewhere around on the inside there to help with the audio quality, and it was all good there. There is no aptX, which normally you need for lessening the audio delay, but I spent quite a bit of time watching the American football using these, and I didn't notice any sort of delay, any audio lag, so I wouldn't really say there's an issue there. So battery life, Anker claim 7 hours from these buds. In my testing, I did one, I used them for an hour and a half, and there was 70% left still, so that's pretty good. And I used them for 3.5, maybe even 4 hours, and they came down to 30% left. So I don't know I'd get all the way to 7, maybe. I mean, it's not far off if it's not. And then the time that I brought them down to about 30, actually no, the time I brought them down to about 40% on about 3 hours use, and they charged, well, I put them in the case, let them charge, and 30 minutes later I went to check and they were fully charged again. So they charge it pretty quick. I think I read that it takes about an hour and a half from sort of totally empty to fully charged in the case, about an hour and a half. The case would charge the earbuds 3 times. So you've got effectively, well, they say 26 hours life. So they claim 7 hours use from the earbud, then you can charge it 3 times. So that's 4 times 7, and then they say 26 hours. I'm not quite sure what's going on there. But yeah, probably is about 26 hours from the one case, which is pretty good. The case itself is USB Type-C. You'll also notice on the back there a button for help for pairing. But it's USB Type-C, which is good, and also Qi wireless charging, which I think is quite handy. So actually, really the only negative are the slightly limited controls, maybe. So maybe I'd like a tap rather than just the double tap or the tap and hold. But actually they're really comfortable. They sound great. They're not the budget option. So they are £130, and the budget options are kind of £30, £40, but they're not the crazy, they're not 200, 250. I don't know how much are Apple AirPod Pros, whatever. They're like 300, I'm not sure. So they are sort of mid-range, but actually I think they feel really premium. The case feels premium, that slide action, the comfort, the fit, the build quality, and definitely I would say the sound performance. Now I'm not an audiophile, I should probably just make that clear actually. So you might want to find other reviews if there's someone that's really picky about their their music. It's not me really, but they do sound really very good. So I think for £130, they're probably maybe the earphones I might recommend. I would probably stick to my Pixel Buds because I prefer the integration with the notifications and all that kind of thing, which these don't seem to have. So you can get Voice Assistant to work by setting it up on one of the controls, but when I'm getting notifications, they're not reading them out to me. I can't reply. I don't think I could even Hey G command to them. I did try a couple of times. So I'll probably stick with my Pixel Buds because of that. But for your average user, if someone's saying, which should I buy? Almost to an extent, money's no sort of barrier. I might say these because for £130, I think they're really good quality, really good. Probably as good as most sort of £200 earbuds. So there you go. Those are my thoughts. Hopefully it's been an informative video for you. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I do read all of the comments. If you haven't, make sure you subscribe. Please click the thumbs up, click that bell, all the usual YouTubey things. That would really help. It helps me. So if I've helped you, then it'd be nice if you help me. But for now, my name's Andy, and I'll catch you all again soon.